Hi, Komal.
Hello, Monica.
Welcome to the Shakti Summits podcast. And today you are our very, very valued guest. Uh, I have come to know about your many accomplishments. And what I'm going to lead with is the fact that you have the soul of an artist and you are a very accomplished doctor. You're an ophthalmologist. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes.
All right. And you have a little baby, a child, a toddler?
Yes. So
Uh,
he's 3 years old. So yeah, new mom.
New mom. Wow. So I think you have a full plate, and let us dive right into this. So we'll have this conversation about the generational Shakti that gets transmitted from grandmother to your mother, and your mother to you, and from you, hopefully, to a girl child sometime. So, generational Shakti is the topic. And my first question to you would be, when was the first time when you really experienced your Shakti, your independence? आपका जो self sufficient independent होने का जो feeling है, वो और कब आपको लगा कि अरे हाँ मैं तो I'm so proud of the fact that I'm such an independent, strong woman, girl. So, do tell me, when was this?
I guess it's very difficult to pinpoint at like
Hmm.
one particular moment. This was the time when, suddenly there was a eureka moment and I felt like that. But
Uh-huh.
I guess it's for me, it has been very transitional. So I have been very fortunate to have been raised by parents and raised by a mom where I have not really faced the you know very typical challenges which you can say Indian girl child they face. So my I mean I've been raised in a very sort of an open manner, and the best example to that would be, when I got selected for my MBBS. So I got selected through an all India exam. That's usually the way it is. And so at my rank, I was getting a seat in the city where I stayed, that is in Ranchi. And I was also obviously getting other states and other, colleges. And somehow, my mom and my parents, my dad, they decided that it's best for me to not pick up the seat in Ranchi because I need to move out. I need to go and stay in a hostel because that would bring up independence in me. That would help me realize how to take independent decisions. That would help me, uh, sort of take care of myself when they are not around, and when, not be dependent on them for small, small little things.
Mhm.
And somehow I ended up being in Jamnagar, which is like complete west, and Ranchi is in complete east. So it was like a 40-hour train journey that I used to do between Ranchi to Jamnagar when I used to go to a college, and all alone.
Ah,
So I guess you can understand by that that is how I have been raised, and maybe that was the point I started feeling independent and very confident in myself and how to carry myself and how to go about small small things in life and also big big things in life.
nice. Very nice. So that answers my question about how one of the questions that I was going to ask about how the Shakti got transmitted to you. So I can see this whole the transmitter of a Shakti. Uh, अब चाहे कोई रिसेंट आप एग्जाम्पल भी लेके बता सकते हो कि कब आपको लगा कि हाँ आई हैव अराइव्ड एज फार एज माय पर्सनल पावर माय पर्सनल शक्ति इज कंसर्न्ड कि ये वाला हाँ
So
अगर कोई और होता तो उसके बस का नहीं था मैंने कर लिया बिकॉज आई एम माई मदर्स डॉटर आई हैव बीन एबल टू अचीव इट
so again, to just give you a little bit background on that. Like my mom always thought that I will be, when I went into medicine, she always thought I'll be a very good pediatrician because I have a heart like that.
Oh,
Is, sort of her thought process. And I was like, I want to be a hardcore surgeon. I don't want to be a pediatrician at all. And but then somehow, eventually, I went into ophthalmology, which is basically the medicine of the eye. And then, yeah, and then I specialized in other things. I specialized in retina, which are the nerves of the eye. And then I started doing clinical research, and my area of interest somehow became pediatric retina. That means the nerves
the baby.
of the eye in small babies. Yeah. So, and yeah, so you see, it's like a full circle. You really don't. I never expected I would land up doing that, but then somehow I think there is some sort of a connection between what she thought and what I finally did. And recently I've shifted to Lucknow. I spent a lot of time in Hyderabad, but recently I shifted to Lucknow. And when I shifted here, so there's a lot of medical gap in treating these premature babies as far as their eye problems is concerned in this part of the country. So when I came here, the first babies that I saw in the hospital that I was working in, uh, I treated them. It was a difficult journey for them, for the parents as well, for the babies, for me, because it was a new setup for me to work into. But at the end of the journey, the mother and the grandmother came to me, and they folded their hands, and they said that, we have been extremely lucky, and somehow it's something that's done by God, that you have been sent here all the way from Hyderabad just to treat our babies. And that, uh, I mean, it's very difficult to put in words, that, that kind of a feeling that you get. I mean, we do this for our living. We are doctors, but then moments like this, you really feel very proud of yourself, that yes, this is something that I have done. And yes, I have come here from a long way, and this is something that I have started in this part of the country, and I am taking it forward, and hopefully I'll do it, further. So it's been 1.5 years to this incidence, and yes, I feel very proud doing that, and much more now.
Amazing. That is, I could, and the way you told the story, I could imagine you there in a hospital corridor talking to the mother and the grandmother of that child. Beautiful. Huh. Okay. So, with your Shakti, let me take you one generation back to your mother. Tell me, what aspects of your mother's life or her personality do you most respect and appreciate?
Okay, so it's a long list, because
Okay.
if you ask
Give me the top
anybody,
10. Top 10.
so okay, so like if you ask anybody who has known me and who has known my mom, they will without doubt, they will tell that I am like a true copy of my mom. And it's not just the physical appearance, but it's just like I have inherited so many things. uh you know uh but if I have to pick a few traits from her personality which I think I have inherited and that have really helped me through my journey, one is the patience. The patience she has is just remarkable. She is such a good listener. Everybody at home, whether it's dad, whether there's anybody else, whether it's me, whether it's my sister, anybody has a problem, they'll come to mom and they'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And she's patient, because, there are moments when you feel you don't really want a logical answer to your problem. You just want somebody to listen. And so she's that one person. And I guess a couple of weeks back, my husband was telling me the same thing. You are such a good listener. And I felt, oh, yes, I get this from my mom. So, yes. So,
Okay.
being a very good listener, having that kind of a patience to handle a huge family. And the other thing I feel is she has this very sort of a very hidden sort of a strength. Strength does not always mean that you have to take a very strong stand, or you have to fight for something, or make a huge chaos around something or some aspect. No, it's just how you have carried yourself in your day to day life, and unaltered by what is going around you, but actually making sure that there are some aspects in your life that are negotiable. There are some aspects which are non negotiable. And there is a way in which you want to raise your daughters or raise your children. You know, so just knowing that these are non-negotiables for me and I will stand for that, and some things are negotiable, so that's fine. And just carrying it in a very smooth manner, and not make a very a huge cry about it or something. So that kind of a strength is very different, which I feel is very special about her.
Amazing.
So, and sometimes I feel I do have that. Maybe I'm just boasting a little bit about myself,
That's fine.
but uh, but
That's
I
fine.
think that is,
You have, I'm sure you have earned it, and your mom will be only too happy to know about this.
yeah, I guess those are
Okay.
two very, very important qualities that I get from her.
Okay. So on that note, let me take you to a slightly more what rife sort of a topic, and which is during challenging times. How have you seen her do it, or how have you yourself done it? Maintaining open and honest communication with your mother during challenging times. When you agree on things, that's fine. But I think all daughters, they cut their teeth on their mother's nerves. So in those times, how did the honesty and openness of your communication evolve and develop? How was that?
So, very honestly speaking, I don't have very strong memories about having a huge disagreement with her, or something where I had to go through a very challenging time explaining her something. uh, I don't really have such a strong memory of that. But yes, I mean, obviously, there have been times when there is some kind of a thought process that I have, and there is some kind of a thought process that she has. Uh, and as I told that, it's always been very smooth. So I don't feel I have hesitated in any manner कि मैं ये मम्मा को नहीं बताऊंगी, या I can't tell this to mummy, or there is a very different way I should go about it, or uh, maybe I should give you an example. So like uh, uh, so when I was in MBBS, I met my husband. We were batchmates, and that is when sort of we fell in love and eventually wanted to get married and all that stuff. So, and somehow she knew that there is someone. I never spoke to her about it, because for us also it was very gradual for me and Ashish, my husband. And uh, like she always knew, but she never brought it up. And then there was this time that comes in everybody's life where parents talk to their daughters about getting married. And yeah, both my parents, especially my mom, she started poking me, okay, you should meet someone, you should meet someone. And they had like, I was supposed to meet some guy, and then I was like, no, I don't want to meet him. And yeah. And then she's like continuously poking. And then she suddenly asked, see, अगर कोई है तो तुम मुझे बता दो ना. तो आई वाज लाइक, नहीं कोई नहीं है, कोई नहीं है. शी लाइक, बता दो. आई एम लाइक, कोई नहीं है यार, कोई नहीं है. एंड देन शी लाइक सडनली you know you just get irritated because somebody is just she will just keep on poking. So then suddenly I just let it go, and I was like, हाँ है कोई, so what will you do now? Then she's like, कौन? Ashish. And that was her reaction, कौन? Ashish.
Um,
It's like so obvious for her. So that is how it is. So we have not really had those very difficult moments because she's always been there and she's always known me in and out. And I guess before I create a fuss about something, she already knows that it's coming, so she balances it out.
कितना मजेदार बात ये. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Tell me, how has your mother's teaching influenced your ability to take care of yourself?
Um, so she has had a very different life. She is a housewife,
Mm-hmm.
and but she has never, uh, you know, tried to inculcate in us that that is something that you are supposed to do. And I don't know how I can put that in words because again, as I like when I started, it's been very gradual and a lot of things that she does in her day-to-day life has just automatically ingrained in us, both me and my sister. A lot of things we feel is it's genetic. She has an obsession for organization, and I guess both of us also have, both me and my sister. She is an art enthusiast, and so are a lot of other females in her family, her side of the family. That has also just sort of passed on to us. And so again, there's so many other factors as well. How she behaves in a particular situation. Sometimes she will snap, and sometimes she will be very patient. And somehow I feel that just because we have seen that growing up, we also react very similarly in such situations. But then obviously there are some differences because you learn over the time, you have your own personal to touch to that kind of a personality as well. So yeah, it's like that. So it's very gradual.
Okay. Right. So, it's nice to know your mother through you. Let's talk a little bit about her mother. Just so think of all the things that we have spoken of so far, and now trace them from your grandmother as in your nani, your mom's mom. कि
So
वो
my time,
आपकी मदर कैसी है, आप कैसे हो, और उसमें क्या चीजें ऐड हुई हैं और क्या चीजें सब्ट्रैक्ट हुई हैं पर्सनालिटीज में.
uh, what I remember of my nanny, so we used to stay very far apart. हम लोग रांची में रहते थे and Nani was in Delhi. So the memories that I have of Nani is like when I used to go there and spend my time with her, हमारे summer vacations में. So those are the times that I know. By the time she was quite old, so my perception of her personality might be a little different of what mummy will have or what Mossy will have of Nani. But what I know of my Nani that she was also a woman uh, who took a stand for herself and did things that nobody else would do at her time. So at her time, for a female student to take up mathematics was just something that nobody can think of. Take up mathematics for graduation and other things. So she took a stand because she wanted to do that, and in more than one ways, I think similar things my mom has done in her life. Uh, small things, sometimes big things, sometimes taking decisions for us, me and my sister. Like there are certain things that she wants in her particular way and not like how other children in the family are being raised. So to have that kind of a thought process. So as I said, some things are genetic. So I guess that is something that has,
Okay. So you're talking about
Shakti as you tell.
So you're talking about some things are genetic. One of those things which seem to have been passed down the generations to you are being sure of what you want, standing for what you want, standing up for yourself, doing things because you want to do
Your
them and
way.
not because the social system is demanding you to do those. So that's what you have inherited. Okay, so you say those times were different, right? When your nani was a young girl like yourself. तो उस टाइम में ऐसा क्या था जो उनको फिर भी रोक रहा था, right? There were things which were blocking her Shakti. तो उनमें से कौन से blockages उन्होंने तोड़ दिए अपनी बेटी के लिए? और आपके मदर के पास भी कुछ ब्लॉकेजेस रहे होंगे जो उन्होंने तोड़ दिए अपनी बेटी के लिए. तो मुझे जरा वो छोटे छोटे खुलते हुए दरवाजों के बारे में बताओ ना.
So,
एग्जाम्पल से.
see, I'm not very sure that I can give an example about Nani doing that for mom or Mosi,
Have that
because
conversation with your mother if you can. Ask her for our
but then I really can't pick up one particular thing on that, but I'm sure there are things that Nani did to, again, because they were like 5 children and raising them, and 3 daughters, but then everyone had their own specific interests, wanted to do certain things in life and different things, so I'm sure that has maybe she took some stand on that. As far as breaking that, mom breaking those things for me is concerned. So one of the very important things that I feel is the way she has always been concerned about my education and me being financially independent. And that, like having a kid or being married should not stop you from doing what you are trained in, or like you should take a break from your job because now you're a mom and your priorities are different. So I think that is something which I mean, she didn't do. She left her job. She continued for a while, I should say that, but eventually, gradually, she did, and that she did for both of us. But she has made sure that that is something that we should not do. And she has, in a lot of ways, inspired us that, that is a part of your life that you should not compromise on. And that becomes your non-negotiable. So
Beautiful.
you have to talk to your partner about that, and that is something that is a non-negotiable for you. So I guess that's the perfect example that that I can give.
That's actually the perfect example, because I can see your grandmother was not working. Your mother worked for a while, and you are going to continue to work come what may. So see
Absolutely.
how the Shakti grew across the generations.
Exactly. Then I guess you have put it in a very that the way you summarized it is exactly what I was trying to convey. So
and
yes.
You conveyed it perfectly, Komal. It is, I think this is the perfect note to close this discussion, this podcast, because I can, in my mind's eye, I can see your grandmother, I can see your mother, and I can see you. And I can see them standing right behind you and holding up your aura, your glow, and your presence. So it is such a blessing for me to be able to listen in on this conversation, in you sharing this with me. So thank you for that privilege. And thank you for
Thank
coming
you so
to.
much for having me here. I'm so glad that you both thought of me, for something like this, because this is something which is very close to my heart as well. So I'm really very happy that in some way I can, sort of speak about it and put it out in the world. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Komal. So we are celebrating all Shakti Swarupas, and you are one of them. So thank
Thank
you.
you so much.